Good morning and welcome to, episode 15 maybe? 16, 17? I forget, but I will put it in the intro. You're watching the Knits and Beads podcast. I'm your host, Lorelei. I'm a jewelry designer who knits in her free time. This is a predominantly knitting podcast with a little jewelry occasionally thrown in for good measure. Today is Monday, May 16th. It's my birthday week. My birthday's on Wednesday. I'm going to be 42 years old. Young. I don't feel 42, so I'm not too upset about my birthday. It's actually my favorite day of the year. I always get very excited about my birthday. I'm not sure why that is. I don't know if it's because my parents made a big deal about it when I was a kid, or if it's... I don't know, but I just love my birthday. I love everything about my birthday. This year I'm asking for a sewing machine. I'm not sure if I'm going to get one or not. Just financially, we're not really in the position to buy... Hey, stop! Sorry, naughty cats. We're not in the position to buy a $200 thing right now, but the one I have my eye on is the Singer heavy duty machine. It's a beautiful gray sewing machine and it does all kinds of fantastic things. I got a little lesson from my mother this past weekend because we drove down for the day on Saturday to see my parents because I was not able to see my mom for Mother's Day. And for Mother's Day, I bought her a sewing machine. It's a Singer, and it's a teal green. If you follow me on Instagram, you probably would have seen a picture that I posted there of it. She was so surprised, and she loved it. I mean, loved it. Plugged it in, set it all up. She's hardcore, excited. And I'm excited because she's going to be able to finish the quilt she's making me for my birthday, an owl quilt, where she hand-pieced together different owls in each square. And it's about a queen-size quilt. She's got the top all the way done, and now she just needs to do the border and put in batting and the backing. So she'll be able to finish that. And she's been working on it for a year now, so... And I actually only just found out about it when she posted a picture online. I don't know if she expected me to see it, but I saw it and I was like, oh my God, who is that for? And she was like, it's for your birthday. So, yay, Mom. So anyway, when she got her sewing machine all set up, she gave me a little lesson on how to wind the bobbin and how to kind of operate it. And we played around with some of the stitches that her machine does, and it's very cool. So yeah, I can't help but be excited about trying out sewing because so many of the knitting podcasters that I watch are all about sewing, and their enthusiasm for sewing is definitely rubbing off on me. So I'm excited. So today I'm drinking some tea. I did a little tea swap from my UK friend. My friend Sally Sutherland is a lampwork glass artist, and her company is called Soul Silver, and she's on Etsy if you want to check her out. It's soulsilver.etsy.com. She and I did a little tea swap, and she sent me some tea. The one I'm drinking that she sent me is Twinings. Delicious flavors of juicy black currants, tender rhubarb, and vanilla, just like a home-cooked crumble. And it's delicious. So, thank you, Sally, for these. She also sent me buttermint, and that one is amazing. Really amazing. She sent me some chocolate tea. She sent me... what was the other one? Was it a ginger? I forget. And I sent her a bunch also, so I'll be excited to see what she thinks of those. And she's going to be sending me some tea that I can't get my hands on here in the States. So I'm going to send her some cash and she'll pick up some, hopefully some Taylor's, the sweet rhubarb. I saw she shot me a picture of all the tea in her grocery store, and that was one of them. Another one I wanted to try was strawberry tea. And yeah, I'm all about strawberry and rhubarb for some reason these days. Okay, so let's talk about knitting. I have two finished objects this week. I'm wearing the first one, and if you follow me on Instagram or Facebook, you probably already saw pictures of this. But this is my Jessie's Cardi by Elizabeth Smith. I knitted this with the Fiber Company yarn, and it's the Mesquite colorway, and the base is escaping me. I will have it in the show notes, or you can check out my Ravelry project page where all the information is there. This yarn is a blend of wool and linen and silk, and I think a few other things also. I'll insert a video of me modeling it so you can see the whole thing. I'll insert that right here. It turned out so great. I'm really, really, really happy with how it turned out. It was so easy to knit. I highly recommend the pattern. It's a paid-for pattern on Ravelry. I believe it was about $6 if I had to guess. I love Elizabeth's patterns. She does a really great job writing patterns and making them easily understandable. This is only my second, well, this is my third garment. I did a short sleeve sweater last summer. I did the vest, and then I did this. So I'm just working my way towards doing a regular sweater with sleeves. I may do a cardigan with sleeves next, and then eventually work my way up to doing a pullover. But the hardest part about this sweater was basically the three needle bind off, which wasn't hard at all. So if that gives you an idea of the skill level you need to finish this, it's really, really super easy. And if you decide you want to knit it, feel free to shoot me any questions you have when you're doing the pattern. I'm more than happy to help with any questions. So yeah, very happy with this. Very, very happy. I've worn it 3 times already since I finished it last week. So I just love it. I just love, love, love it. And it's so nice for the spring. It's lightweight. I love layering it. Today I have just a long sleeve t-shirt on underneath it. But the other day I wore it over a t-shirt. You could wear it over a tank top. Perfect. Or even over a little summer dress or something like that. Very, very happy about that. So, yay for finished objects. I also finished, my second finished object is my Drew socks. Hopefully you can see those okay. These turned out super great. This is Susan B. Anderson's recipe for how she knits her socks. It's a free pattern offered on her website. If you go to the Ravelry page for the project, it will redirect you to her blog where she lists out instructions on how to knit them. I did 15 rounds of 2x2 ribbing. These are vanilla socks, so it's just stockinette. There's a heel flap and gusset, and I knit them about 8 inches for my size 10 foot, and then did toe decreases and Kitchenered the toe. One sock came out a little bit bigger than the other. I'm not sure how that happened or what happened there. It's not noticeable when they're being worn though, so I'm not going to worry about it. There's no noticeable holes in this pair, thank goodness. There is a hole here, but it kind of blends right in because of the speckling on the fabric. I blocked these out last night just washed them with a little Eucalan and laid them flat to dry. And then before I went to bed, I flipped them over to dry them on the other side, and they were perfectly dry this morning and very nice and blocked out. So, who needs sock blockers, man? I don't. I also washed and blocked my other socks, which I'm actually wearing. I wear them a lot. I really love how they feel. They just are so nice. So yeah, these are knit with junk yarn. This is her regular sock base. I forget the name of it. Smooth sock. And this is the Drew colorway. And they're fantastic. Love them. Really nice and soft after they blocked out too. Like, really impressed with that. She just had an update last week, so I don't believe there will be an update this week, but you might want to catch her update the next time. Follow her on Instagram under Raybot, that's WRAYBOT, and you can be privy to her next shop update, because her yarn is fantastic. Alright, let's move into... Let's break a little bit and I'll talk about my swap. I'm participating in a mini skein swap hosted by the Grocery Girls and the Legacy Knits Girls, podcasters. And I got all my, the swap is for 10 mini skeins, and I got them all ready to send to my partner. And I actually emailed my partner and I tried ear burning her on Ravelry, and I have not heard back from her yet. So I'm hoping I hear back from her. But I wanted to show you how I packaged these up. So first of all, I wound my minis into little balls, and then I stuck them in these little paper sleeves where I wrote what it is on each one, and then just taped it with washi tape. So then I had 10 of those, and I'm like, well, how should I box them up? So I ended up going to Joann Fabrics, was looking around for a box. I didn't really see one that I liked. And so then I just decided that I would make my own boxes out of scrapbook paper, which turned out great. This one popped open. Come on. Being persnickety. So what I did was I put 5 in each box. That's about all they hold. They're a lidded box, scrapbook paper, and I'm throwing in some tea for her in each of the boxes. This one's the same. This one has like a wood, faux wood print on it, and the bottom is birds, tea, and yarn. So I hope she likes those. I had fun putting that together. I don't know what I'm going to do with 10 mini skeins. I'm not currently planning on making a sock yarn blanket. Doesn't mean I won't ever make one, but right now I'm not interested in making one. I'm sorry if you showed up to see the progress on my sock yarn blanket. There is not one. But hopefully you're interested in other things I'm making, so you'll come back again. And I forgot to say that if you're a new viewer, thanks for coming to watch me talk about knitting. And if you're a returning viewer, thanks so much for coming back. I know I do have a few regular people stopping in to see what I'm up to. And hi, and thanks for coming. So anyway, I hope I hear from my swap partner. I'm not sure why she hasn't gotten back to me yet. But I'm excited about sending those out to her. So when she sends me my mini skeins, maybe I will make sockhead hat or possibly some scrappy socks. I really like the idea of scrappy socks. And I do have quite a bit of other sock yarn left over from my previous 2 pairs of socks and some other fingering weight yarn that I can throw into them too. So that will be fun. All right, let me talk about my work in progress. Since I finished my cardi, I still don't have any shawl on the needles. I have yet to pick one that I want to do. I think I may do the A Gleam shawl by Lisa Much. She is the dyer behind NBK Knitting, Northbound Knitting yarn. Tracy of the Grocery Girls did that shawl and I just love it. And she used Yowza What a Skein from Miss Babs, and she used the Zombie Prom colorway, which I actually have from Rhinebeck from last year. However, I don't know if I want to do that same color. I just don't know if I'll wear it as much. So I actually snagged a skein this morning that is kind of a multicolored. I can't remember the name of it. I think it might be Outrageous or something like that. Beautiful. I'm so excited. And so that should be coming in a week or so, and I will be able to start that shawl at that point. But it's been really nice to kind of clean off my needles and get things cleaned out, finish some things. And so I only have one work in progress. I am knitting a pair of socks for the Fancy Feet Cal, which is being hosted by the Grocery Girls. Fancy Feet being maybe a new kind of technique that you had never tried before, or you know, a little bit fancier than your typical vanilla socks, be it a pattern sock or something you hadn't ever done before. Sorry, something is in my eye. Oh my goodness. So I picked a pair of socks called the Solstice Stockings. I'm sorry, I cannot remember the name of the designer off the top of my head, but I will include it in the show notes if I remember to do them. I will insert a picture of the socks here so you can see what they look like. They were done in a really beautiful light pale blue color, and they're so pretty. I just love them. But I wanted to use something that I had in stash, so I am knitting these with Quince & Company, and I believe this is Finch, and it's a sport weight, and this is the Damson colorway, and this yarn I used in a Melanie Berg shawl that I showed in a previous episode, and actually I wore it last week. I can't remember the name of it now, but this is leftover yarn from that. So, the sock pattern is beautiful lace, and that's not something I've done before. I've only ever done plain vanilla socks so far, but here they are so far. Hopefully you can see them okay. This is the top. They have a pretty lace pattern at the top, and then a lace detail on the leg that goes down into the ankle. A mishap on these this morning. I was like, okay, I'm ready to do that diamond pattern. So I'm working along 3-4 rows and realize, I was following the chart and it went from 1 to 3 to 5 to 7 instead of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, because the even rows are knit, and I didn't realize that. So I just was following the, oh my gosh, I was so mad. Ripped it back 4 rows, swore every single minute trying to get it back on the needles, and you can kind of see that line where I had ripped it out. And unfortunately, I have a big gaping hole on the side that I'm going to have to fix somehow. But for now, I'm just gonna push on. So I watched 2 podcasts, the Brooklyn Knit Folk podcast, her latest, and also the Socksetera podcast, Shannon's latest, while I did the diamond pattern and got through that this morning. So they're knitting up very quickly because they are sport weight, and I'm liking them. This lace pattern is done flat and then kind of Kitchenered, and that was kind of a pain, but I got through it. They're not pretty, but they are pretty. But there was some mistakes made, and hopefully the second one will be a little easier. But there you go. Solstice stockings. Yay! Yay, yay, yeah, yeah. Love them. So they're going to be more of a slipper sock, like a house sock. Probably won't really fit into a pair of shoes easily, but around the house they'll be great, and I'm excited. I may knit these again for my sister too because she really liked them. My sister loves anything lacy, girly, feminine, and these were just right. I knew immediately that these were kind of right up her alley. And when she saw the picture on Facebook, she proved that to be true. So I am keeping this in my project bag from 1234 Handmade. Christy made me this bag, and it's so cute. Isn't it so cute? There's a little grommet for the yarn. And I love the measuring tape ribbons. And you gotta love a drawstring bag. They're great. Speaking of bags, I was able to snag a bag from the Fawn and the Fox. Laura from the Fawn Knits podcast did an update on Friday, I believe, and I don't know how, but I snagged a butterfly bag that is amazing. It's her medium-sized bag, and it's gorgeous. I can't wait to get it. So be able to show that to you in a few weeks, hopefully. So as far as acquisitions go, I have been pretty good, not buying too much yarn. I ordered some yarn from Hedgerow Yarns in the UK, and that came, and I wanted to show that to you. She sent me some tea and a little candy. And as soon as I unwrapped the paper on the box, I started to smell. There's a little note she sent me, a little hedgehog, little note. I started to smell lavender, and I was like, oh man, that's so awesome. She sends a little sachet, lavender sachet. Oh, I love it. Oh my gosh, it smells so good. So that was just so nice. It's so nice to open a really smelly, beautiful, smelly package. So I ordered 2 skeins of her yarn. This one is her merino wool sock, 100 grams, superwash merino, 437 yards. This is a speckled dye, one of a kind yarn. And I don't believe it has a name. I don't see a name on here, but there's a cute little stitch marker on there, and the colors are beautiful. It's kind of an ivory color base, and it's got speckles of orange and red, burgundy, yellow. There's some blue in there. Just really, really super pretty. The color is very consistent throughout, and it is really soft, like so soft. Love it. Cannot wait to do something with that. And then I got this. Oh. This is her silky sock. And it's 50% superwash merino, 50% silk. 437 yards. And the shade is called Treasure Chest. Oh, it's so pretty. Not only is it gorgeous, but it is so soft. Like, oh my gosh. I feel a sneeze coming on. Oh, the colors in this are just beautiful. Green, I mean, just every color of the rainbow is in this. Love it. Love it. So that's all I've got for acquisitions. Yeah, I haven't gotten anything else yarny. I have some things on my wish list. Let's talk about my wish list. I always have a long wish list. I just love things, and I love yarn and needles and collecting things. The needles that I'm working on those socks with are Knitter's Pride wood needles, and the join is terrible. I mean, snags every single time, and I just hate it. So I would definitely like to purchase some Hiya Sharps in the size 1, 2s, and 3s, fixed circulars for future projects. I think that will be really nice to have. And I also want to purchase Sock Architecture by Laura Neal. I have it in my wish list on Amazon. I'm really looking forward to buying that book. I think it'll be really great to have in my library. So I'm hoping to get those things soon. I also have some yarn on my wish list. I've been wanting to try out Life in the Tall Grass. I spotted a colorway from Life in the Tall Grass on Pinterest, and I just loved it. And I saw they carry that at where was that? warmandfuzzy.net, I think. And then another one that I would love to try is, well, there's many. I mean, I just love all of these new hand-dyed yarns. Next week, I'll be able to show you an order that I placed with Madeline Tosh. I got another skein of her speckled yarn. It's kind of a cream with brown and teal. It's beautiful. And I also ordered a gauge measurer and a loom. That's Loome. I'm excited about that. There's all kinds of little things you can do with that. Make cords, and I've watched some videos and I'm following them on Instagram now, and they're very cool. So I'll be able to show you that hopefully next week. So what are you guys working on? Got any shawl patterns you want to share? Let me know. I need a shawl. I need a new shawl. So I guess that's all I've got to talk about today. It's kind of a short, dull episode. Sorry. It's been kind of a long week. Looking forward to my birthday. Hopefully next week I'll be able to show off a sewing machine of sorts, hopefully. I've been telling my husband I want one every day. Yesterday I was like, I'm going to Joy Fabrics. He's like, don't buy a sewing machine. I'm like, I won't. Stop. I want one. I'm like, why did you buy me one? He's like, no. I'm like, ah. So I looked at them and I fondled it and I played around with it on the shelf, and I just love it. Heavy duty, Singer. It's going to be mine someday. Just what I need, another hobby. I do. I want to do all of the things, so there it is. So anyway, thanks for coming over. I forgot to mention in the beginning that I do have a group on Ravelry for the podcast. It's under Knits and Beads Podcast. So feel free to join us over there. It's pretty quiet, but maybe you'll want to come over and join and start a conversation. Maybe not. Maybe you just want to comment here or leave me a message or send me a note or an email. That's cool too. So anyway, thanks again for coming, and I will see you next week, hopefully with more to talk about in the way of jewelry. If you watched last week's episode, me talking about my dream of a retreat house, doesn't look like that's going to happen. Not anytime soon anyway. I just don't believe that we can get what we want for this house in order to make that house happen. So that's kind of a bummer, but yeah, that's the way it goes. That's the way the cookie crumbles sometimes. Doesn't mean it won't ever happen, but it's just not going to happen as soon as we were thinking it may. And probably not with that house. So that's all right. No biggie. No biggie. Any other updates? Yeah, so jewelry-wise, there isn't really anything happening. The end of the week last week picked up a little bit sales-wise. I got a new customer who bought a couple things, so I'm hoping she's very happy with her purchase. And this week I'm just going to be making more things. So, that's that. Cat in a hat. I'll talk to you guys on the flip side.